The Scottish Shindig with Derek Hamilton. Derek Hamilton.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Scottish Shindig here on Radio GH. Hopefully things are working. Some things are working anyway. And hopefully we're going out on Radio GH, and we're going out on... No, we're not, are we? We're going out on Facebook and wherever else, I think. Yes, hopefully. We're doing the rounds tonight, hopefully. And there's certain things not working, but we're having a look at that while we speak. Anyway, we're going to go on with the music in the meantime. And here, to entertain you for the first 3 or 4 minutes, 3 minutes actually, is Bobby Abbott, the late Bobby Abbott. And he's going to play a set of jigs for you. Here. And that was, of course, it was Bobby Abbott. And that was a wee set of jigs just to get the programme underway. I'm just wondering if everything's okay sound-wise. We shall see in a minute. Anyway, first request comes in from Elaine, who says, could you please play a tune of your choice for my mum, Rena Mulholland? She has been a bit poorly this week, and it will cheer her up. Many thanks. And that comes from Elaine, who is obviously Rena Mulholland's daughter. Now, Rena Mulholland, I happen to know, is a very keen country dancer. A very keen country dancer. She's seen at all these Edinburgh things. Gordon Young talks about her every week on the show, and on his show, on Gordon's Cayley. And yes, I'll be delighted to play a wee selection. And also, I've got another request I think I saw further down. Let me just check. I thought there was another. Hang on, let's see. Yes, there was a request in from Rena herself. please, Derek, a wee tune from Ewan to make up for the disappointment at last night's dancing being cancelled. That was the outside dancing in Edinburgh last night. Unfortunately, the weather cancelled it, and Rena sent me a wee message to say, well, I'll play something from Ewan later, because I have another request for Ewan. I'll incorporate that later. In the meantime, especially for you, here's David Cunningham and his band, and they're going to play a wee polka. No, Paul Harraburn, sorry. And that was David Cunningham and his band playing Paul Harraburn, a 5x32 bar reel, of course. And I remember playing that many, many times at dances. And Susan, our worthy secretary, says it's her favourite dance of all time.
The Scottish Shindig with Derek Hamilton. Derek Hamilton.
It is indeed. It's the Scottish Shindig here on a Sunday night. And unfortunately in the west here the weather has taken a turn for the worse. It is horrible tonight. It's raining and it's just a horrible night, dull and overcast and horrible. Anyway, hopefully we can bring some sunshine into the evening, as Rena Mulholland said. Yes, it's wet in Edinburgh as well, so we'll bring some sunshine into Edinburgh hopefully. And Kenny Jackson has sent me a message and said, Kenny, Derek, could you play Paula McCaskill singing Always Argyle? Here for everybody from Argyle and everybody from everywhere else is Paula McCaskill.
Seen this great beauty for the very last time. The bright light the truth will be always our guide. High above tide of Rubik, I gaze out to sea. This will soon be no more than a memory to me. Then I'll shed a few tears as my heart will allow, and maybe with time I'll be happy somehow. The thoughts of my childhood spin round in my mind as I gaze on this beauty I'm leaving behind. When they ask where I come from, Australia, I'll say, but the truth will be always our guide. I'll soon have to think of Australia as home, but the truth will be always our guide. Always our guide. Always our guide.
The Scottish Shindig with Derek Hamilton. Derek Hamilton.
Yes, indeed. It's the Scottish Shindig here on Radio GH. And that was Paula McCaskill, especially for Kenny Jackson, who is in a very wet, rainy Stonehouse tonight, which is about 25 minutes, 30 minutes away from here. I'm no surprised it's raining because it looks gay black up that way at the moment, Kenny. And we're going to move on because I've got quite a number of requests to get through. I had a request from Gordon Young and actually from Diane Young. Diane said, could she have a request? I was speaking to Diane last night, and she said, could I have a request for Helen and Alan Ritchie in Mississauga in Ontario in Canada. And they're originally from Edinburgh, and I know that Gordon plays a request quite regularly for them, but they do listen in, and I'm glad to hear that they listen in to the Scottish Shindig. So for Alan and Helen, or Helen and Alan, in this day of equality, Helen and Alan Ritchie across in Mississauga, I'm going to play something that is essentially quite Scottish, and it really tugs at the heartstrings. It's the Elm Bank Sound, led by Ewan McGowan, who wrote the number that we're going to get. And I know Kenny Jackson will enjoy this as well, Kenny and Marion. It's the probably the most famous tune that Ewan McGowan wrote, and it was all about the boys of the Mariel. No, that's no it at all. No. Get away. That's the wrong track. Anyway, after all that big build-up, I can't play it. So I'll play the Elm Bank Sound in the Dumfriesshire Gathering instead. Oh dear, oh dear. Yes, that was the Elmbank Sound, not playing The Boys of Mariel, but playing, it was for the octocentenary, and it was a Dumfriesshire gathering. And I had the ultimate pleasure of being involved in the recording of that album, the octocentenary album. It was great fun. Great band, actually. John Douglas on second box with Ewan McGowan on lead box, and Jim Clark was in there as well on piano. And it was a good session. That I remember it well. It was a fair few years ago now. Right, moving on, we have another request here. Let's see what was. Any chance of the Old Meal Mill? Now, the Old Meal Mill is it's one of these songs that everybody and his wife has done it at some point. Now, I'm frantically looking for it now. I had it here a minute ago. Things just seem to disappear in this place for some reason. Didn't ask me why, but I had the Old Meal Mill up, and I'm going to have to find it in another place. But what I was going to say about the Old Meal Mill, it's one of these songs that comes from all over the place. Everybody asks where it comes from. Some folks say it's originally for Aberdeen, but in fact there's an Ayrshire version. I think it's one of these traditional type songs that comes from just about everywhere around, and everybody claims it. There's also some wee different versions of it, and it's Dougie Watson from up there in Lewis that's asked for it, and he's actually he says, have you got the verse or got a version with a chorus? And Callum Stewart sang it with someone, but I can't remember who. He said he copied it off. Right. I really don't. I've searched our database to try and find the Old Meal Mill, with the chorus, because I mean, Bobby Colgan used to sing the wee chorus, but I can't find a version with a chorus, unfortunately. So you're just going to have to stick with the version that doesn't have the chorus, and I'm frantically trying to find it while we speak. Dear, these things are sent to try us, I'm afraid. Where are we? The Old Meal Mill. No, it's no on that album. It is on another album. Jinx. That's terrible. It's here it is. Yes, the Old Meal Mill, and here it is. It's it's the version that doesn't have the chorus, unfortunately, Dougie. Because, as I say, I've gone through the whole of our database. There are about 5 or 6 versions on it without the chorus. Just about everybody's wife's done it, but here's mine.
Oh, the horse are in the stable, and the kye are in the byre, and a hard day's work is over, where the old folks run the fire. I'll go slipping through the heather to the fern ahint the hill, just to see my bonny lassie by the Old Meal Mill. We her eat like bramble berries, her cheeks like mountain haws, and her lips are red as cherries. She's the bonniest flower that blows. How I weary for the losing, and I long to quit the drill and go off to meet my lassie by the Old Meal Mill. Oh, the old folks, they oft times wonder what could keep me out so late, for they never gang to sleep until they hear me sneck the gate. But the old man, he loses when he sees me take the hill, that I'm off to meet my lassie by the old meal mill. And a hard day's work is over, where the old folks round the fire. I'll go slipping through the heather to the farm ahint the hill, just to see my bonny lassie by the old mill.
Hi there, this is Andrew Knight from the West Halferton Band. You're listening to the Scottish Shindig on Radio GH with Derek Hamilton.
that was the Hawthorne Scottish Dance Band, and they were playing a set of Jimmy Shand reels. Great wee set that. Good tunes. Jimmy Shand wrote some wonderful wee tunes. Right, another request here, and I'm going to have to explain things once again for this, because I've had a request from, let's see where it's come from. That's that. Where are we? Dear, oh dear, I've lost it again. But it's here somewhere, and I've lost it. Dear. Anyway, not to worry. I apologise because somebody asked for the Dark Island by Callum Kennedy. There are two versions of the Dark Island. There's what I consider to be the original version, which was composed by, the tune was composed by Ian McLaughlin, and the words, I think, were put to it by David Silver. At least it's credited to Ian McLaughlin and David Silver. The other version is the Callum Kennedy version, and that's been done by one or two folk, and they're different words, totally different words. I think there certainly was a court case about the words and the copyright for that version, and the person who owns that or claims to own that copyright is the person who got us put off or closed down our account on YouTube. So I'm not prepared to play that version by anybody, whether it's Callum Kennedy or anybody. I'm not prepared to play that version. We're not playing that version on Radio GH. So I've picked the original version, or what I consider to be the original version, and it's here's a version by Anne Lorne Gillis, and it is to the original tune and it's to the original words. Here's Anne Lorne Gillis, and I should have been looking for who sent that request in. John Finlay asked for the Dark Island. So that's an explanation, John, why I'm not playing Callum Kennedy's version, but here for you and everybody else is Anne Lorne Gillis's version.
Sweet
Yes, you're listening to the Scottish Shindig here on Radio GH, and it's me, Derek Hamilton, sitting in the hot seat tonight. And yes, the Scottish Shindig is well underway, so I hope that explanation for the Anne Gillis version of the Dark Island satisfies everybody, because that is really a very nice version, I have to say. She's a wonderful singer, Anne Gillis. Right, another request in here from Elizabeth Bolton, and Elizabeth asks for track number 2 of Simmer Dim, which is Robert Whitehead's latest album, and obviously if you get in touch with Robert, I notice he's got a few gigs in, which is great news, that the gigs are starting up again for all of these players who want to do gigs. That's wonderful. But here's Robert Whitehead and the band with a set of reels from Simmer Dim, especially for David Bolton. And that was Robert Whitehead from his album Simmerdom. And that was a wee set of reels there, especially for David Bolton across there in Dunbar. Right, I'm going to say hello to Linda Milne. Hi, Linda. I hope you're feeling fine now that you've returned back home and you're out of hospital totally, hopefully. And you've asked for the boss, Ewan himself, the other boss. Tigers are the real boss. But the second in command is Ewan. And you've asked for him playing... the Circassian Circle, was it? I think. No, the Flowers of Edinburgh. Well, he hasn't recorded that, unfortunately. But I'm going to combine your request for a track by Ewan with one from John Anderson up there in Shetland. Hi, John. I hope you're keeping well after your, misdemeanours a couple of years ago, was it? It's a wee while ago anyway, but hopefully you're feeling great, back to kind of fighting fitness. And you say, Derek, I believe you're doing the show tonight. Could I ask you to do a quick message to my uncle and aunt as they listen regularly, Monty and Kathleen Anderson, and had their golden wedding on Friday the 6th of this month. I should leave it to you to decide which tune, but I suggest something related to Shetland by Ewan Galloway, as they do like his CDs. Just say it's from all the Anderson family. They should be listening tonight. Thanks, many thanks. And that comes from John Anderson. Okay, for Monty and Kathleen Anderson for their golden wedding, which was on the 6th. Here is Ewan Galloway, and he's going to play for you a set of Shetland reels. Ewan Galloway with a set of Shetland reels. Next request up is for something by Ian Cruikshanks and his band, and it comes from Moira and Norman Miles, and they just say, "Hi Derek, can you please play any tune by Ian Cruikshanks for all your listeners?" Yes indeed, and this is the first, or probably the only Suspay in the programme tonight, and it's a wee 3 by 32 bar Suspay for the dancers. The dandy dancers up there in Aberdeen are probably lined up ready for this if I tell you it's the dance Dromelia. Well, that isn't it, that's for sure. This is it. That was we flick with the mic there. Yes, that was the Strathspey, which was Drumelia, and that was played by Ian Cruikshanks. And now for a couple of wee requests here. Let's see who's asked for this. Yes, the first says, "Hi Derek, can we have a wee song from Declan, please?" That's from Stephen Hughes. And "Hi Derek, if you have time, can I please have Riley's Daughter by Declan Ainger?" Declan Ainger for myself and the boss, Joanne Renton. Yes, Joanne and Stephen, here is Riley's Daughter by Declan Ainger.
As I was sitting by the fire, eating spuds and drinking porter, strangers cutting to my mind. I picked to marry O'Reilly's daughter. Giddy-ay-ay, 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 for the one-eyed Riley. Giddy-ay-ay, giddy-ay-ay, banging on your old bass drum. Riley played on a big bass drum. He had a mind for awful slaughter. He had a big red glistening eye, and he kept that eye on his lovely daughter. Giddy-ay-ay, 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 for the one-eyed Riley. Giddy-ay-ay, giddy-ay-ay, banging on your old bass drum. Her hair was black and her eyes were blue. The major and the corporal and the captain saw her. The sergeant and the piper and the drummer by two, but they never had a chance with Riley's daughter. Giddy-ay-ay, 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 for the one-eyed Riley. Giddy-ay-ay, giddy-ay-ay, banging on your old bass drum. Well, I got me a ring and a parson too. I got me a scratch and a merry quarter. Settled me down to a peaceful life, happy as a king with Riley's daughter. Giddy-ay-ay, 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 for the one-eyed Riley. Giddy-ay-ay, giddy-ay-ay, banging on your old bass drum. Well, 5 big knocks came at the door. Who should it be out looking for slaughter? With 2 pistols in his hand, looking for the man who married his daughter. Giddy-ay-ay, 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 for the one-eyed Riley. Giddy-ay-ay, giddy-ay-ay, banging on your old bass drum. Well, I grabbed O'Reilly by the hair and the said in the pail of water, shot his pistol in the air, and I'm sick quicker than I married his daughter. Giddy-ay-ay, 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 for the one-eyed Riley. Giddy-ay-ay, giddy-ay-ay, banging on your old bass drum. Giddy-ay-ay, 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 for the one-eyed Riley. Giddy-ay-ay, giddy-ay-ay, banging on your old bass drum. Banging on your old bass drum.
Declan Ainger and the banger on your bass drum. Yes, Riley's Daughter. Another request. I'm going to play 2 requests back to back here, and they're both for I'm going to play 2 sets of reels. The first is, it says, "Hello fellow Shindiggers from the Gruesome Twosome. Could you please play any track by Jimmy Blue?" Jimmy Blue and his band, yes, the man that took over from the Ian Powrie band. He was the lead box player in the Ian Powrie band, and he took the band over when Ian emigrated to Australia. So we're going to play a track by Jimmy Blue. It's going to be the Duke of Perth. So if you want to line up for your dancing, because you can do now, and you can line up in sets of 4 couples for the Duke of Perth first, and then it's immediately following that back to back. I had a message from Alison Bell, who says, "Any chance of JB Milne, Derek?" Yes, JB Milne to follow. So there you are, 2 dances for the price of 1. Here's the Duke of Perth, followed by JB Milne, and it's Jimmy Blue to start with, and the JB Milne track is by the Irvine Valley Scottish Dance Band.
The Scottish Shindig with Derek Hamilton. Derek Hamilton.
That was the Irvine Valley Scottish Dance Band, and they were playing JB Milne. And another wee request has come in, and it's from Alan Barnett across there on the far side of Canada. and he's just said, Derek, may I please hear anything by Andrew Rankin? Incidentally, Alan, you asked earlier, I think, for the Stagger In polka, a recording. It hasn't been recorded as yet, as far as I know, or at least according to the boss, or the second boss, or the underboss, or the he who has to be obeyed. That's Ian Galloway, and he said it hasn't been recorded as yet. So instead, here's Andrew Rankin, and it's always my pleasure to play a track from Andrew Rankin, especially a track like this, which is a wee Boston two-step, and you'll recognise the tune because it's played a lot. And that was Andrew Rankin and the band, and of course the tune was The Directors. Excuse me, a wee frog in the throat. I'll get it to hop across there and get me a cough, sweetie. Right, yes. A wee message in from John Caskey, the famous John Caskey, MBE. I think the chorus Douglas is talking about in the Old Meal Mill was recorded by either Wayne Robertson or Stephen Carcary, accompanying a singer. Not sure there's actually words to the chorus. I think it's possibly a coda. Hope that makes sense. Actually, John, I recall that somebody sang it, and it's I know Wayne Robertson and his kind of salute to the Old Meal Mill, or whatever it's called, on his album. He plays that chorus bit, but it has been sung, and it's just like the Old Meal Mill, the Old Meal Mill, or the Old Meal Mill repeated, and it's like a coda, but it's or a bridge. Probably is probably a better description for it. But anyway, I've been trying to look for it, but I can't find it. But I will have a look through Stephen Carcary's stuff and see if there's anything there for a future programme. In the meantime, there's been a request from Grant McDougall. I'm trying to plan the programme so that it makes a listening programme. There's been a wee request from Grant McDougall, and he says, have you recorded The Working Man? I haven't personally, but I have recorded The Working Man with a singer called Bill Stewart, which was recorded here at Brian's Room and some time ago, and I know Bill hasn't been well at all recently, so I'll play Bill's version of The Working Man, and it goes out to Grant McDougall. Here's Bill Stewart, who comes from Balfron, with The Working Man, and I'll say hello, since I'm up in that area, round about that area, I'll say hello to Alistair MacLeod, who's tuned in tonight. Young Alistair, son of Helen and Donny, who Helen, great baker of shortbread and wonderful maker of tablet, you name it. They're all clever folk up that way, and I saw the pair of them recently, and Donny was looking very well, I think, after his stint in hospital, but yeah, looking well. Anyway, here's Bill Stewart to sing The Working Man.
It's a working man I am, and I've been down underground. And I swear to God, if I ever see the sun, or for any length of time, I can hold it in my mind. Oh, I never again will go down underground. At the age of 16 years, oh, he quarreled with his peers, who vowed they'd never see another one. In the dark recess of the mind, where you age before your time, and the cold dust lies heavy on your lungs. It's a working man I am, and I've been down underground. And I swear to God, if I ever see the sun, or for any length of time, I can hold it in my mind. Oh, I never again will go down underground. At the age of 64, oh, they'll meet me at the door, and they gently lead you by the arm through the dark recess of the mines. Oh, they'll take you back in time, and they tell you what the hardships are ahead. It's a working man I am, and I've been down underground. And I swear to God, if I ever see the sun, or for any length of time, I can hold it in my mind. Oh, I never again will go down underground. Yes, it's a working man I am, and I've been down underground. And I swear to God, if I ever see the sun, or for any length of time, I can hold
Andrew Knight from the West Telferton Band. You're listening to the Scottish Shindig on Radio GH with Derek Hamilton.
Yes, and that wee message was from Andrew Knight. Thanks, Andrew. Yes, you're listening to the Scottish Shindig here on Radio GH, and that was Gordon Patullo with a magic version of the Boxing Fiddle Rag, which was composed, of course, by John Huband. Right, and that was for Nicola and Gordon. And I hope you get back to playing again very soon out and about at some of the accordion clubs, because I'm sure the accordion clubs are going to start up again now. After, I have to make mention of last Sunday at Gretna. It was very heartening to see the reports that Gretna had, well, I think Darren Waite said about 85 people there. They were allowed up to 100. They had about 85, which included the players. I think it was about 16 or 18 players. A marvellous turnout. And it just proves that probably our fears about the accordion club movement, which have been that folk maybe have had that rest for so long, they maybe, well, will not bother. But they did bother, and they were obviously desperate to get back and see folk they hadn't seen for a year and a half, and also to enjoy some great music that was played at Gretna Accordion Club. Well done to the Robin and Darren Waite, and also the committee there at the Gretna Accordion Club. And hopefully they'll continue in that vein as time goes on. And similarly with other accordion clubs, hopefully they're going to start back up. And hopefully the Boxing Fiddle will start back up in the not too distant future, and everybody will be back to reasonable normality. Perhaps not total normality for a while yet, but reasonable normality. Right, enough of the chatting. Anything of Derek's choice for Helen? It's her birthday on Wednesday, and that comes from Mark Robinson. Well, Helen, happy birthday for Wednesday, and I'm sure this will suit you down to the ground, because the man that sent the message to you is just one of these. And that, of course, was the Teddy Bear's Picnic for Teddy Bear Mark Robinson, because he asked for something nice for Helen's birthday on Wednesday. So that that kind of sums it up a wee bit, I think. Yes, and that was in my absence. Well, not in my absence on Radio GH. Radio GH just plods on quite happily. So you should be listening on Radio GH, of course, and forget these Facebook things and YouTube things and Mixcloud things, because all they do is show you ugly faces. They show you one or two nice wee pictures as well occasionally when I get the right buttons pressed and don't disappear. So I'll just play some pictures now and while I'm talking, because it hides my ugly face. Right, where are we? That was the Diamond Accordion Band, and they were playing Murshin Durkin and Tell My Ma and whatever else. Yes, it says here you've disappeared. I bet there's a lot of folk glad about that, actually. Yep. Let's see what else we've got. I've got one or two things on the turntable that I want to play here. Let's have a look where we are. Yes. I'm going to change the tone slightly and go across the ocean into Oh no, hang on, no, I'm going to play. I'm going to play across the ocean because I'm going to go to somewhere on the continent in Europe, in that big place that we kind of disjointed ourselves from recently, because wee Annie up there in Shetland came in with a message on the email, and she said, could you play Jimmy Burgess track from his album, the Continental track? Well, I'm assuming that I've gone through the Jimmy Burgess album, and the Continental track is a set of waltz, or a waltz. I think it's called Schneewalzer. The Snow Waltz. So here for wee Annie up in Shetland. I hope you're keeping well, Annie, and not causing too much trouble. And please don't send any more trows down, because I've got enough problems here without them. Anyway, here's Schneewalzer, or the Snow Waltz by Jimmy Burgess.
celebrating 10 years of the Scottish Shindig.
Hello, this is Leonard Brown. You're listening to the Scottish Shindig with the one and only
Derek Hamilton.
That was the late Alan McIntosh, and he was playing the Song of the Hebrew Slaves, or whatever it's called. It's got a few names, but that was for Stephen Hughes, who asked for that. And glad you enjoyed it, Stephen. And thanks also to Stephen for a lot of the photographs that you see up here. He is a relentless sender of photographs, and I try to get round to them, most of them, but obviously some of them get missed in the time that probably it takes me to get to look at them and so forth. Anyway, thanks for the photographs anyway, Stephen, and enjoy your bike rides out into the countryside and keep taking the photographs. Dorothy Lawson sent a message and asked for Peter Mallon singing Down in the Glen. I've gone through the Peter Mallon albums that we have here, and unfortunately I don't have the Down in the Glen track. I thought I did, but I can't find the Down in the Glen track. It's obviously in one of his albums, but not one that's on the database at the moment. But I've chosen another one for you, Dorothy, and I hope you're going to enjoy this because it is a classic. And Peter Mallon has got such a soft, gentle voice. He doesn't sing at you, he sings with you. He's lovely. And here he is to sing The Bonnie Lass of Ballochmyle.
Fair is the morning flowery May, and sweet is night in autumn mild, when roving through the garden gay soft woman, nature's darling child, that all her charms she does compile. In there her other works are foiled, even there her other works are foiled, by the bonny lass o' Ballochmyle, the bonny lass o' Ballochmyle, the bonny lass, the bonny, bonny lass, the bonny lass o' Ballochmyle. Oh, had she been a country maid, and I the happy country swain, though sheltered in the lowest shed that ever rose on Scotland's plain, through weary winter's wind and rain, with joy, with rapture I would toil, and nightly to my bosom strain, and nightly to my bosom strain, the bonny lass o' Ballochmyle, the bonny lass o' Ballochmyle, the bonny lass, the bonny, bonny lass, the bonny lass o' Ballochmyle.
Indeed, yes, Peter Mallon, a wonderful, gentle voice, so controlled and never in your face, just gently oozing over you as he sings. A wonderful singer, and nothing strained about it at all. Lovely. Thanks for asking for Peter Mallon, Dorothy, and I'm glad you enjoyed that track. I must have a look for the Down in the Glen track, because I remember hearing it, and it makes a good job of everything he sings, is Peter Mallon. His son actually is a singer as well. We've got an album on the database somewhere of his son. Must dig it out sometime and have a go at it. But in the meantime, that was Peter Mallon, and he was singing The Bonny Lass of Ballochmyle. Right, and you're watching some shots from some around the Burns country while that was on. Right, I'm going to nip across to Calgary in Canada, and here's the Calgary Fiddlers, and I think you're going to enjoy this because it's a thing called the heel and toe polka, and it's never been played before, I don't think, here, but Calgary Fiddlers are a tremendous outfit. Here they come. Yeah, a nice wee thing there called the Heel and Toe Polka from the Calgary Fiddlers. Yep, That's a first on the programme. Super outfit. Their album is good. I'm going to play some more from that as time goes on. But in the meantime, I'm going to play a track from Jim Lindsay and his band. And this is in a request from the Dandy Dancers up there in Aberdeen. That's Sheila and Billy. Hi Susan and Derek, can we get the dance Burnie Boozle? It's one of my favourites and is on the Reel of the Puffin CD by Jim Lindsay and his band. Track 1 please, and thank you from the Dandy Dancers up in the Granite City. Well, here you are. Here's the dance Burnie Boozle, especially for the Dandy Dancers. That's Sheila and Billy up there in Aberdeen, and for everybody else who's listening, here's Jim Lindsay and his band. And that was Jim Lindsay and the band with a dance called Burnie Boozle. And that went out especially for Billy and Sheila up there in Aberdeen, the Dandy Dancers. Hope you enjoyed that. Yes, great stuff. Right, I played a track earlier in the programme from Ian Cruikshank. Well, here's a name similar. It's Ian Cruikshank, but it's got an H in the middle. It's Ian H. Cruikshank. And here he is to play Queen of the South Polka. Yes, and that was Ian H. Cruikshanks there, and he was playing the composition by Ian Holmes. That is the Queen of the South Polka. Now, I've been trying to find a wee track here. I haven't got it yet, but I'll stick David Bowen on the player, and we can have a grand march from David Bowen and his trio. That was David Bowen and a trio, and they were playing a grand march to some retreat marches. Yes, and that it leads us into this next track, which will be time for another couple of tracks yet. And somebody, 2 or 3 folk asked if they could have a wee song. Here's a wee song that I don't think I've played in the programme before, but if I have, I apologise.
I want you in my arms, and I want you with all your charms. Whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream. Dream, dream, dream when I feel blue in the night, and I need you to hold me tight. Whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream. I can make you mine, taste your lips of wine, anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. So that I could die, I need you so. That is why whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream.
Yes, the old Everly Brothers hit there. Dream, dream, dream. Right, very quickly, a wee message from Cecil Duncan. Request, please, Hot Punch from George Balfour. I've got 2 albums of George Balfour. Unfortunately, none of the sleeves give the names of the tunes, so I don't know whether Hot Punch is one of the jig sets or not. But anyway, I thought maybe Hot Points. He certainly plays Hot Points, so I'm going to play George Balfour with Hot Points and dedicate this to you, Cecil. If it's the wrong one, then I'll have a look for Hot Punch after the show's finished and include it in another show. Here's Hot Points with George Balfour. George Balfour and Hot Points. I'm not too sure whether that was the right track or not, but anyway, you'll let me know, no doubt. And apologies to Gordon Copeland, because unfortunately I'm struggling to find the Crags of Stirling, but that's because of the search, the way we search here. I'll have a look for it and probably play it in a future programme. It'll be one of the tunes on some of these CDs that we have in the file. I'm going to go out the programme tonight with Ewan Galloway, and he's going to take you on a trip to Bavaria. So thanks very much for being part of the show. Thanks for all your interest. Thanks for all your messages. And thanks for all the kind words. I hope you've enjoyed some of the music, at least that we've played, and the interruptions weren't too much for you. That's just because, well, somebody got it right. I was pressing the wrong buttons as usual. Anyway, it's so Cecil Lunkins have given me the message. I did play the right track. Hot Points. Thanks for playing it. Yes, okay, Cecil, glad to be obliging, and I'm sure you would enjoy that. Great stuff. Right, I've got to go and feed the birds and feed myself and feed everybody else in the house. I'll go and make a cup of coffee and a cup of tea for my wife and see how things go from there. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your evening, and thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you on Wednesday for the Daily Ceilidh at 1 o'clock. All the best till then. Bye now.